Hi, Chef Nicole back here on CT Bites. You know, fall is here and that means chicken pot pie. Now look, for those of you that might be intimidated, do not be intimidated. This is really actually very easy to make, and most of these things you can get at your local supermarket. We're gonna start with some olive oil in a non-stick pan. Just buy some pre-sliced mushrooms. Here's a really good quick tip. If your kids don't love mushrooms, you can dice them up really small in your Vidalia chopper and they basically disappear. So some of those. And again, the really great thing about making a dish like this is you really don't have to have exact measurements. We have a little bit of olive oil in our pan, and then we're gonna add in this wonderful mirepoix, which you can get pre-diced from Trader Joe's. Mirepoix just means celery, carrot, and onion. So I like to just sort of get my spoon down a little bit of each of these. You know, it's really fun, except for the pie crust. It's actually quite a healthy dish to make for your family. There's lots of vegetables in here. We're gonna saute that around. And then we're gonna add some Italian seasoning. And you know, these are great because oftentimes when I read recipes that say a quarter of a teaspoon of oregano, a quarter of a teaspoon of rosemary, forget it, it's a giant time waster. Buy the Italian or the Greek seasoning. Just some celery salt, it's a nice flavored salt. Put some of that in there. A little bit of cracked black pepper. I'm gonna stir that around. Now again, you really don't want these terribly soft because these are still gonna bake in the oven after we've sauteed these. And then one of our last great quick tips, don't ever turn your nose up at frozen vegetables. They actually have all the exact same nutrients as fresh vegetables. So in here we have some peas, some corn, a little bit of green beans. Throw some of that in. There we go. It smells really, really good already. We're gonna let these saute, and then we're gonna combine them with just some rotisserie chicken that I've just taken off the bone, and it's almost ready to go. Our vegetables are pretty much done sauteing. We're gonna empty them out, just any kind of a bowl that you have handy. And again, you can do so many quick tips here. Even if you have any kind of leftover chicken, this is just a rotisserie chicken I picked up the other day. All you do is just take all the meat off of it. If you can, just shred it with your fingers. This gets combined together, and it's nice. You can have big chunks, little chunks, doesn't make a big difference. Oh, it's coming together so nicely. And now we're gonna make a roux. Now do not be intimidated by the roux. A roux is very easy to do. It's basically butter and flour and a little bit of chicken stock. So we're going to add some butter in, about a tablespoon, not that much. Again, this is so great. It's a one-pot dish to make here. So this is melting. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna add some flour in. What you do is you just sprinkle the flour. This is gonna be our thickener. You sprinkle some flour, and it's about almost 2 tablespoons. And then with the whisk, you just start stirring it like this. Now take your time with this. It only takes about 2 minutes to do. When it starts to get crumbly, just make sure all the flour is sort of incorporated. Now roux are really popular in cooking, like in Creole food from Louisiana. This is a nice thickener. If you make an etouffee or a jambalaya, you want to use a roux. So this is all sort of come together like this. And then you just take some chicken stock. White wine is fine. Water is even fine for this. And just slowly add some chicken stock in. And all these big clumps are going to start melting. Make a nice looking roux. So with your whisk, just get in there and start stirring it around. And if it's too thin, you can add some more flour. If it's too thick, you can add some more water. You basically just keep stirring this around. All the clumps start to break up. I'm going to make this a little bit thinner. See how it's making almost like a paste. It's like a nice, this is the basis also for gravy. As Thanksgiving's coming up, you can make a nice gravy like this. So you just keep stirring this around. And we're going to add this. This will be our thickener for our chicken pot pie. So our roux is all ready. Whoops. We're just going to mix this in here. Oh, so yummy. Look at this. This takes just no time at all. That goes in. We'll just stir this up. And then what you want to do is just use a nice deep pie plate, or if you wanted to get fancy, you could do little tiny ramekins and do individual pot pies, which is fun also. Oh, this looks so great. And all you're going to do is pour your mix into a pie plate like this. And you'll see the colors are still nice and bright. Everything's very fresh. That roux made a nice thickener. And you should take some either prepared pie dough or phyllo dough. Either of them work really well. I like the Trader Joe's one because they're already flattened out. And then you just literally put this right on top like this. Ta-da! Instant pot pie. I like to just do a top and not a bottom. It's just a tiny bit healthier that way. And then just poke a few air holes in there. And then we just have an egg wash. An egg wash just simply means some egg and a tiny bit of milk. And the egg wash just really helps to make the pie dough glossy, or the puff pastry, whatever you have on hand. And you know, you can keep pie crusts and puff pastry in the freezer, and those are nice things to have on hand. So that took, I don't know, maybe 7 minutes beginning to end. This is gonna go into a 375-degree oven, about 35 minutes. You wanna make sure the pie crust is nice and golden brown. So we're gonna take this out after about 35 minutes. So our chicken pot pie has been in the oven for about 30 to 35 minutes. Oh, it smells amazing. It has a beautiful golden brown, shiny top. Just be careful, it's really hot. Pull this out. Look at this. This is so perfect. A beautiful one-pot meal. Happy cooking from CT Bites.